Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of Oh That's Random Podcast. I am your host, the one and only that guy, Nerdy G. You heard the white man if you're listening on DSPs, if you're on YouTube. I haven't put up the intro just yet, but don't worry about it. It's coming. You're going to like it. But today, if this is your first time listening, if this is your first time here, I am, once again, Nerdy G. I represent Nerdy's umbrella, and this is the podcast that you should be listening to. It is called Oh That's Random Podcast. It's in your ear. Enjoy it, embrace it. We have fun here, and one of the best things that we do here is we explore the extraordinary and ordinary. So today, of course, like, subscribe, share, do all of that good old stuff, and then understand. Listen, we're gonna jump right into today's topic, and one of these topics today that I'm gonna talk about is it's a callback. It's a callback, okay? I like to do callbacks, like foreshadowing and stuff like that. If you read a good book, you understand what foreshadowing is. If you watch good thriller movies, you understand what the good callback is. So this is going to be one of those type of shows today. And today what we're talking about is the fabrication, the so-called illusion of what the world in, at least in America, what we want you to know is as the work-life balance. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen. It's no such thing. There's no such thing as a work-life balance. It's not. It's not a work-life balance. You have one life. You have one life that you do things in. So there's no work-life balance. Let's cut the shit. Okay, let's cut it. Let's get right to it. Let's cut it. It's not what you think it is. It is just that. It is a fabrication that they tell us so that we can feel good about the things that we do when we do have the time to do them. Okay, let's be honest. Most of us, if you're entry level position, you're working about 40 hours a week. If you're a supervisor, or a leader, or whatever they want to call them, you're working probably about anywhere between 50 to 60 hours a week. If you're a manager and above, geez, dear Lord, right? And then, of course, once you get further past your manager, your director, your VP or whatever, once you get up to the little top, then y'all will probably, those 40-hour work weeks go down just a little bit, just depending on what profession you in. It might go up for all I know. If you're in the WWE, if you're Paul Levesque, clearly you're working 24 hours a day. So that work-life balance does not exist. What he's doing is living his life. He's flying around the world. He's putting on amazing shows, and he's making things great. That's a sacrifice for his life. It's not a work-life balance. You tell that man to go work-life balance. What do you? He has to bring his family to where he's at. He has to fly to where his family is at. The higher you go, right, depending on the profession that you're in, the more time that you're gonna have to give. Athletes, let's take a look at athletes. Athletes, they lock in, they have to train. We think football. Oh, we think football is only from September to January, or to the beginning of February. No, these folks are training year round. What are we talking about? They're practicing. They have to lock in. They have to get right in. They have to get into. They have to stay in shape. Their job is based off of their physical physique, so they have to stay in shape. Some of them don't do it. Trust me, we know. And then what they do, they are hot for probably 1 or 2 years, and then we never hear from them again. And that's because whatever their reasons may be, work-life balance, right? They have to continue to work out, keep themselves in physical peak condition while still maintaining to be a husband, a father, a brother, and a friend. You make sacrifices. You have one life to live. Let me say that again. You have one life to live. And that one life is just that, okay? You have one life. And everything that you do in that life, we keep on saying balance. Oh, we got to find this balance. We need a balance. We need a balance, okay? Yeah. No balance. You figure it out. I do this on this day. I do that on that day. I do this. When we talk about the work-life balance on a corporate level, in a smaller, we're gonna leave the big professionals out of this. We're gonna leave the entertainment business out of this for right now. But right now, we're talking directly to those people who are, everyday people like you and me. Okay, I go to a job. Okay, I clock in. I punch in, not physically punch in because some people still do that out there. But you know, I mean, hey, there's a way to come into the 21st century. You're gonna say that, but listen, you go in and you work. There are requirements. They have requirements of you. They have goals. They have expectations of you. You have to meet those goals and expectations. on the entry level side, most people, they come in and they put their 40 hours in, but some of them need that overtime. So if you need that overtime to make it to next week or make it through the month, how much time are you putting in overtime? I think the average person probably works, if they can get it, if it's available to them, they're probably working 20 hours a week. So now they go from working 40 hours a week to 50 hours a week. So now if they're working 50 hours a week, think about how much time that is. What is their commute to their commute to work? If you're in Texas and you live in an area like I live in an area, it takes you anywhere about 30 to 45 minutes.
FaceTime audio.
It takes you about anywhere, but it takes you anywhere about 30 to 45 minutes. And that's reality. It takes you anywhere between 30 to 45 minutes just to get to work. And that's on a light day. If there's traffic, you got to get up a little bit extra early. So what that do, that's taking you away from your family. That's taking you away from, spending time. Your balance is, hey, I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have to be on the road I have to be out the door no later than 6:45. So you're rushing to get out the door. You probably didn't bring any breakfast or grab anything, because everybody wants to stop at Starbucks and Chick-fil-A and get them a nice little coffee, a fancy coffee, or get them a nice little chicken sandwich on their way to work. But then you got to look, how long is that line? Those lines be long. And then let's just say, so your commute went from 30 to 45 minutes to almost 50 minutes to an hour. You add an extra 10 to 15 minutes on that. The traffic in Dallas, Fort Worth is not the greatest. 635 is horrible. I'm telling you guys, every day. I mean, there are people who are getting up an hour to 2 hours ahead of before their shift actually starts, just to make it to work on time. Those of you who are still going in, those of you who are at home and you guys are still lazy, just rolling out the bed 5 minutes before it's time for you to clock in, kudos to you. Understand your work-life balance. Hey, I've heard them tell me, listen, my team is remote. They tell me, listen, I don't take a shower until I get off of work, and that's when my day starts. So they like night timers, right? And that's wild. Hey, to each his own. I get that 1,010%. Me personally, I do know. I understand what they're saying. Sometimes you just get up and you go through the rigmarole rigmarole. I think that's what it's called, rigmarole. I don't know who those are, but whatever. But and you just go through those motions, and it's like, damn, okay. When you break it down, okay, if I spend 2 hours one way trying to get to work, so that's 2 hours, then let's just say it take me an hour to get home because everybody's getting off at the exact same time. It takes me an hour to get home. So that's 3 hours of I say 2 hours to get up and get ready. We'll just call it, we'll call it 3 hours. We'll call it 3 hours for you to get in back and forth to work, right? Just 3 hours. Your kids, somebody's got to drop them off. Some people got a bus. Some people got car services. Some people have another partner that'll be able to drop them off and pick them up. Kudos to y'all, because, hey, y'all making it work. That's called making it work, not a balance, right? That's, if you want to call it a balancing act, that's go for right ahead. That's called making it work. That's making, hey, I got to do what I got to do with what I have, and I'm making the best out of the situation. Cool, got it. Not a problem. Let's keep it pushing, right? When we look at that, so now you add that 3 hours, 5 days a week, it's 15 hours, okay? And then if you're working, we now give you the overtime, even though we talked about overtime. So if you're not working overtime, that's 15 plus 45. So that's going to put you right at 55 hours. If you are working 10 hours of overtime a week, right, that's going to that's going to round you up to 65 hours away, right? And then it's like, oh, that's not a lot. Yeah, but when you think about it, when you get home, what time do you get home, and what do you do when you get home? How much time do you spend? Because when you get home, depending on what your dynamic is, right? Are we getting food? Are we getting, is food already at home made, or do you got to come home and cook? Do you have kids? Is their homework done? Is the house clean? Did they do these things? So did they do their homework? Is everybody got all of their limbs? Because you want to kind of make sure everybody got their limbs. Because if you don't, them people going to come and knocking at your door and say, hey, CPS is here. We heard that little Johnny only has 3 fingers and he's supposed to have 4. Where is the other finger? what is going on. And you like, when did he lose a finger? And they gonna be like, I point exactly, little Johnny, grab your backpack, you're coming with us, right? Things like that. Our kids are away for 8 hours. We're away from our children about 11 hours, 12 hours half the day. There's only 24 hours in a day. How much of that time are you actually spending with your family Monday through Friday? Reality is you're not spending that much time. I'm gonna tell you why you're not spending that much time. I'm gonna tell you why. Because you still gotta cook. That's not spending time. Not unless your kid is spending time with you cooking and helping you cook, which we know the little ones maybe between five. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna cut five. I'm gonna say between 6 and 10. They might be into that, but once they get into those preteens, they like doing their own thing. Hello TikTok. Hello VC. Hello NBA 2K. Hello Roblox and Robux and whatever else that they do. What are we talking about? They're not trying to be around you. So here we are during the week. Let's just say we cut it down. We have a 12 hours. We have a 12-hour window with our children, and we have a 12-hour window with our spouse. Right. Depending on your age range, this matters too, because the older you get, the more sleep you're going to need. The younger you are, yeah, you can stay up to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and still get up and turn around and go. Yeah, young folks, y'all sleep in way more than what I did when I was in my 20s, right? I've been getting up at 5:45 since I can remember. You know, no alarm clock needed. It's a let's go. That's who I am. That's what it is. That's how I be. But let's keep it pushing. So you got those 12 hours and you get to the crib and, at least 8 hours of those are going to be sleep. So you take your 8 hours from your 12 hours. Now you're down to 4 hours. Now you 4 hours. You got to make the best out of that 4 hours. That's going to be cooking. That's going to be dinner. That's going to be baths. That's going to be getting them ready for bed. That's what you got 4 hours to do. Out of those 4 hours, 2 of them hours, them folks, them kids probably ain't going to be studying you. You're going to be trying to ask them about their homework. You're going to be trying to rush to get this out. And you ain't even had no time to yourself, because you got to get some time to yourself too, right? Because you're going to need that. So technically, if we cut the 4 hours down to, hey, we going 2 hours, this X, Y, it don't work like that, ladies and gentlemen. It don't. I'm going to be honest with you. If you listening to this and you hear this, you know exactly. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. Some people say, oh, no, I got to be on a schedule. I got to have everything, this, that, and the third. Yeah, you can have it on the schedule all you want to. It's not necessarily going to work out the way that you want it to every single time. I know some people have strict households. When you have those strict households, normally there's two parents in there. There's two parents. When you have one parent in there, chaos can ensue. Depends on how many kids you have. Oh, chaos can ensue. What you may have had planned sounded like a good idea, looked like a good idea, made efficiently perfect sense on a paper, but when it came to the execution, it was horrible. It was the worst thing in the world. These kids did whatever the hell they wanted to do. The meatloaf didn't come out right. You forgot a couple of ingredients. You're looking in the refrigerator. So then what you have to do, you have to make it a Domino's night. You have to make it a Pizza Hut night, or whatever the case may be. You're looking at your account, you're like, but guess what? Where's the balance? Where's the juggling of your life? The juggling of your life and your work. Listen, two things that we do know. One, you're alive. Two, work, you have to be there. You have to go to work. If you want to keep what you have going, you have to go to work. So whether you go to work 40 hours a week, whether you go work 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, understand, you have to go to work. You have to go to work, and it's still going to take away from whatever you're trying to do at home. Now, you got somebody, well, nerdy, what about the weekend? Let me tell you about the weekend. Kids don't want to be around y'all. If they have fun uncles and aunts, they want to be with those fun uncles and aunts. If they have cousins, they want to be with those cousins. If they got friends that got cooler things at their house, they want to be there. They want to be everywhere that you're not. They're not Visa, okay? They want to be everywhere you're not. And that's the reality of it. That's kids. They want to move around. So, okay, cool. Okay, so they move around, they go out. And, yeah, you have the weekend to yourself. But what you're going to do, if there's overtime available, you're going to be like, well, this is an opportunity. They're gone. I'm going to go to work. And why are you going to work? Because you want to make sure that you don't have to penny pinch. You want to make sure that you can try to get above water because we already know what's going on with the rent game right now. The rent game is ridiculous. I mean, hell, $1,500 for 460 square feet. I don't even know what that is. That's a studio. That's a turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right, and boom, I'm right back here. You know what I'm saying? 4 left turns. If I seen everything I needed to see for $1,500. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So just imagine if you add a family to that, right? People are living in places. They say, oh, well, we can't afford to rent. Well, yeah, listen. Even in the hood, they charging those type of prices, right? Even in the not so private, the suburb areas, even some of the low poverty areas, they're sticking it to us when it comes to the rent. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Why does rent in the lower poverty stricken neighborhoods, why does it have to be $1,200 for a 1-bedroom? Why does it have to be $1,400, $1,500, $1,600 for a 2-bedroom? And it's like, yo, the space did not get any bigger. But guess what? Because even if you like the area, you're going to want to stay there. You're going to sign a lease for 12 months, 6 to 12 months. And when you sign that lease, you know for a fact, yo, I have to go to work because I need a roof over my head. Me personally, Nerdy, I need air conditioning. So guess what? Nerdy's going to pay for air conditioning no matter what. I'm going to go to work so I can make sure that I have air conditioning, whether it's in my car, whether it's in my home. I'm going to make sure that I have air conditioning. Hands down, no questions asked. That's how I roll. That's how I get down. I understand that. Am I trying to find a way out of this 40-hour, 60-hour week? Yeah, I'm going to get back to that because regardless where I'm going and where I'm trying to go, it is going to require more time away from me. But I understand I may have to fly my family to me. I understand that my family may have to come with me. I understand that maybe my children are going to start learning on the road because of what it requires for me to survive, to make sure that we are together, to make sure that we are sustainable, to make sure that I'm able to give them the tools that they need to go on to be successful in their lives. I understand that. But when people keep on telling me work-life balance, you gotta find a way to push away from that computer. You gotta find a way to push away from that laptop. Yes, you do, buddy. Push away, because if you don't push away, you're gonna be here. You're gonna be wrinkled. You're gonna die at your desk, and nobody's ever gonna know it, and nobody's gonna appreciate you for what you do. Listen, understood, man, understood. But there's no such thing as work-life balance. You gotta go to work. If you're an adult, you have to go to work. Right? The government is only going to take care of you for so long. And once them kids are out of the house, you have to go to work. And how is that going to be? If you haven't, let's just say, 3 kids. So let's put you on assistance from your first kid. So that means 20 years, 22 years max that you're on assistance just with 3 kids. Kids being born 2 years after each other, right? So we'll go 24, 22, and 20, right? So, but I guess in that case, it'll be what, 22, 20, and then 18. So once that last kid turns 18, then hey, you're off of assistance. You have been out. You have been on assistance for a total of 22 years, 2 decades. Okay, that's 2 decades that you've been on assistance. Now, go out into the work world, because now, what skills do you have? Because if you weren't working, if you weren't trying to obtain any type of skills while those past 2 decades, and you tried to do nothing, going out into the world, what are you going to do? Yeah, now you got to work. Now you got to go to work. Now you got to get out there and you got to work. And if you want to live somewhere nice and you want to feel the full brunt of paying water, electricity, cable, hell, rent, trying to buy groceries just for yourself and you're not getting no more food stamps. Listen, it's a shock. It's a shock. Oh my God, the government's not paying for me no more. My kids are grown. Yeah, you better hope that they get a football scholarship. You better hope they make it to one of these leagues, whether it's NBA, MLB, SEC, MCLS, all of those. You better hope that they make it somewhere so that they can take care of you, which in turn, you do nothing, right? Because at that point, that's the only way that you're excluding work from your life, because you're not still working. Your life is the balance, right? You have to balance out the things in your life. Work is not Work is a constant in your life. Once you get to the point, and once you become an adult, you are synonymous with work. You are synonymous with work. If you do good, if you do real good, you'll have a 401k, you'll have a Roth account, you'll have some stocks and bonds put up, so that way that when you retire, hopefully, you know, you have a nice little goose egg to sit on. But how long is that gonna last? How long is that goose egg gonna last you once you're ready to retire? Can you retire when you're 55 today? No, there are people who are saying, yo, I want to retire at 55, but I can't. I still have to continue to work because with the prices continuously going up, there's no way for me to there's no way for me not to work, right? It's like no more going to get the Walmart greeter door. No, I need a legit job. I need a legit job that's paying me anywhere between $26 an hour and up just to maintain. And it's not that they're trying to live above their means. It's just like, hey, I'm just trying to get through the month. And that is where we're going in this world. But they're going to tell us things like work-life balance. They're going to tell us things like, you know, come over here and live in this eat, work, live, play type of place so that we all can do X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, I don't. No, you want me to you want to create this little community. It looks good. It sounds good, but it ain't. That ain't what I want to do. I don't want to put my hard-earned work money and give it strictly to you. There are drivers, people who's truck drivers. They're always on the road. Those people are on the road for reasons, and they don't even get to truly enjoy their fruits of their labor. You got to put in so much work before you can get out. You know, that fresh squeezed lemon juice that lemonade that you really want. They say, hey, life gives you lemon, make lemonades. I don't care about that crap. Don't nobody care about making no damn lemonades. Let's be for real, okay? But you have to put so much in just to get a little bit out. And once you get that little bit out, yeah, you might get a little taste of it. And then once you get that little taste, you're gonna be chasing that for at least 40 to 50 years of your life. And what good does that do? What good does that do to anybody? Right? Everybody can't be an entrepreneur. Everybody can't be a content creator. Everybody can't work for themselves because guess what? We need people to work. Entrepreneurs need other people to work so that they can go get their hard-earned money and give it to us entrepreneurs. Just putting it out there. We need that. We need other people. We need the Chipotles. We need the people working at McDonald's. We need the people working at Jack in the Box because they're going to take their hard-earned money and they're going to come and buy some of our products, right? Shameless plug right here. Hey, Nerdy's Umbrella, go get you some of that merch. It's awesome. Okay, this is my graffiti shirt right here. It is awesome. But back to it, like, you got it. You got to. You have to. It's an ecosystem. And if we try to break the ecosystem and everybody does the exact same thing and we start taking out some of these important elements or these things that we think they were small, then what? Then when at one point in time, I'm gonna say this, at one point in time it was, y'all sending our jobs over to India and everything, y'all sending them overseas, y'all taking our jobs away from us. Oh, now the Mexicans are coming over here and they're getting our jobs. Why the Mexicans getting our jobs? All right. Oh, the robots have taken our jobs. The robots have taken our jobs. Now what? Now you got more time to balance your whole damn life. At that point, if you ask me, you got more time. You got all the time in the world to balance your life in that point because hell, the robot's gonna be a little bit more efficient for you. They can work 24 hours without no breaks. They don't need no damn lunches. They can just conveyor, boom, boom, boom. I can have a person come in and check it every 4 hours. I can make that one person, two persons, whatever. Then what are you gonna do? How are you going to get your money then? Because everybody can't be a brain surgeon. Everybody can't be a camera operator. Everybody can't be a fisherman. Everybody can't stand behind a cash register. Not everybody can be a salesman. You understand what I'm saying? There are certain people who have, and I don't want to call it a calling, okay? And let's get that straight. I do not want to call it a calling. I do not want to say, hey, you was meant to call you was called to be a janitor, man. I see you and I know that you was called to be a janitor. I'm not gonna say that. I promise you, I won't call you a janitor. Not saying that's your calling. Never. right? Everybody can't be a teacher. I'm gonna tell you this right now. My son asked me, "Hey, can you come teach at my school?" That for what? So that them kids can go home and tell them, "Hey, Mr. Nerdy told us this." Yeah, it'll be a disaster. It'll be a disaster. Parents will be calling my phone. They'll be hitting me up. They'll be with pitchforks at my door because I'm gonna tell them the truth. Because kids be asking questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one to tell them the truth. I'm very transparent. I learned how to be very transparent. So I'm gonna tell them the truth, whatever they ask. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mr. Nerdy, where does babies come from? Ah, man, I'll tell you this. A beluga whale. You know what I'm saying? You ever seen one of the beluga whales? They're real big. It's like a big baby making factory. Basically, what they do is they put all the little babies in there. What you do is you spit on it, right? And then you send it off to this deal, and then they get it. And then when they bring it back, they manufacture it, and then they put it in this little bubblegum thing. So anytime you see a girl chewing bubblegum, just know that she about to get pregnant. That way, I get to kill the bubblegum game because I don't really like the bubblegum. And then that the kids won't eat bubblegum, and they think, hey, oh, okay. That's me also helping out the janitor because now the janitor don't have to find bubblegum stuck underneath the tables and all of that because the little girls going to be scared to eat bubblegum because they think they're going to get pregnant and think that's how babies come. And then when they chewing this special bubblegum, it's going to make their stomachs big, and then they're going to have little babies in there. They don't want that. They're going to be mortified. They're going to go home. They're going to tell their parents, I don't want no beluga bubblegum. Right. They don't want no beluga whale bubblegum because guess what? Beluga whale bubblegum will get you pregnant. And they're going to be like, what in the, where did you get this from? What did you teach my child? Who was up there? Mr. Nerdy said, and then it's a whole mess. It's a whole mess. I don't even know how we got there, but don't even worry about it. Listen, work-life balance is not a real thing. I promise you, it's not a real thing, but we're here. We are here. It's not a real thing. Listen, you have one life. You have things that are constant in your life. Once you become of age, once you become 22, once your parents say get a job, it's over for you, buddy. I'm talking to you ladies. I'm talking to you men. I'm talking to everybody in between on the spectrum. Once you have to get a job, have to, no other, no ifs, ands, buts about it. Once you have to get a job, it is over for you. You are to get ready to work for the next 40 to 50 years. Understand that. And society wants you to, and you're going to do it because that's all you know. And it's cool. But y'all know me. I'm not going to be the dead horse here. It's your guy, Nerdy. Listen, we're going to listen to a little music, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to close out the show because we don't be the dead horse around here. What we do is we just do our thing and keep it pushing. Just like that, just like that. All right, YouTube, y'all know y'all getting it. Y'all know y'all not getting this music, but go listen to it on the DSP, and you hear what we got going on today. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and this is the end of the show. This is how we do it. If this is your first time here, this is the end of the show. This is where I close it out. This is where it all goes down. This is where it's over with. It's over. Listen, we took a little time to explore the extraordinary and ordinary. Listen, there's no such thing as a work-life balance. I promise you it's not. Listen, you have one life to live. Figure it out the best way you know how to. Understand that work is going to be a constant in your life once you get past 22 or whenever it is that you start working in your life. Understand when it's you and you got to do it for yourself and yourself alone. Understand that it is a constant. Work is going to be a constant in your life no matter how you look at it. Plan well, plan smart, stay ahead, stay informed, do whatever it is that you need to do. There's a bunch of YouTubers out there kicking financial knowledge. Not all of them are telling the truth, but go out there, listen, find out. The great YouTube University will teach you things that will help you be sustainable in the future. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I am that guy, Nerdy G, your host, the one and only, and this is That's Random Podcast. And until next time, I'm your guy, and I'm out.